Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I'm back with my heavyweight classic review. I'm gonna go 1974, man. I'm gonna go Big George Foreman versus the Black Hercules, Ken Norton. Um, Now we know George won this fight, man. But at this time, I'm looking at the fight right now. I'm doing this video. At this time, George was looked at as, the same way like a prime Mike Tyson was being viewed, the same way that a Sonny Liston. Some people may argue that Liston was viewed even more as a like the boogeyman back in his era, but he was viewed like that. I'm laughing. I'm sorry, man. Muhammad Ali just knew how to steal the show. Both guys are in the ring. They're doing, how back in the day they were introduced fighters that are sitting in the crowd. They just introduced Joe Louis. Now they're introducing Oscar Benavena, and Ali's going at it with Benavena right now. But Ali knew how to steal the show, man. But anyways, yeah, so George looked at, he just destroyed Joe Frazier in 73. And then he made one title defense against, what was that dude's name, man? Roman? Forgot the dude's first name. But George destroyed him with an upper. They fought in Tokyo. George knocked that dude unconscious with an uppercut. You guys go watch that fight, man. He knocked him down a few times. One of the knockdowns, I think he grazed the dude in the back of his head. Dude corner jumped in. Hey, he hit the guy, when he was down or something like that. Then the dude got up. He went down again, and then George hit him with an uppercut that just collapsed the dude. Roman, forgot his first name. But anyways, so George made the one defense of the title. This is second defense, and right now they're doing the refs doing the introductions, or he's doing got him face to face, give him instructions. Kid Norton got his head down. George with that mean stare, you know what I mean, plain that plain face. Didn't even touch gloves. Yeah, George's all business, man. One thing I remember from this fight is hearing Ali saying, "Box him, Kenny. Box him. Box him." I remember that. I haven't watched this fight in a while, man. But they come out. Kid Norton comes out. He's pumping the jab. We know Ken had problems with power punchers, and he definitely had problems in this fight with George. But he's using the jab. He's keeping his distance. Wide left hook. Foreman slipped it. Foreman used to do a lot of. He did it in his later when he came back after retirement. But he would try to. His defense would be to keep his hands out and kind of, knock your punches down with his gloves. So if you're throwing a jab, he may, if you're orthodox and you're throwing a left jab, he may use his right hand to kind of knock your jab hand down. He was that type of guy. He would move his head a little bit, but he wasn't going to give you the left shoulder or try to roll or duck or, move his feet to get out of harm's way. He wasn't that type of fighter. I know when he came back, he kind of went to the cross arm defense, a la Archie Moore. He's landing the jab right now on Norton. Norton kind of got that cross arm defense. He's working the jab. I like what he tried to do right there. He tried to jab George to the body, and he did it a few times, and he came up with a left hook, kind of grazed George. George is backing him up with that powerful jab. Now George is landing right hooks to the body on Ken. Got him against good uppercut by George. Ken's still trying to throw that left hook. He's not really throwing no right hands, man. He's being very predictable. He's keeping his head the way he's leaning over like that. He's right in line for George Foreman overhand right or maybe even a left hook. Ken need to stay off the ropes. Another good body shot by George. George just walking him down, stalking him, hitting him with hard left uppercuts to the body, and he's pushing him. Good left hook upstairs by George. Another good jab by George. There goes the right hand by Norton, but it has no effect on George right now. 55 seconds left in the first round. George threw some hooks. Left hooks. Ooh, another left hook. Look like it stunned Ken. Ooh, good left hook by Norton. Okay, that was kind of a pull. Kind of pull counter right there. Norton just did to a Foreman jab. Now George backing him up again. Ooh, good looping uppercut. Ooh, good uppercut by George. Right uppercut. Ken's against the ropes jabbing. Ooh, good left hook by Ken. His land is just not having no effect on George, man. Ooh, good uppercut by George. to the face. Ooh, good right hook to the body by George. He's backing Ken up against the ropes. Ken has to stay off these ropes. He never tried to clinch. Just getting hit with power shots, man. Good uppercut. Ken is circling. He's getting out jabbed by George. That kind of sucks, man. You're going to get outgunned if you stand close and try to trade, and George was out jabbing him. First round, I definitely gave that to Foreman. Let me fast forward this. Watching this fight, it has commercials on. Let me fast forward it to the second round. Definitely gave that first round to Big George Foreman. He was out jabbing Ken. Ken was circling. He landed some good hooks. I like that he was trying to set up the hook. He wasn't just trying to be predictable by leading with it. He was trying to jab to the body 2 or 3 times, then come over with the left hook. And the ones he did land, they had no effect on George. George is walking him down, cutting the ring off. Ken is doubling and tripling up the jabs, trying to move. He should have worked that, and then right on the, okay, he's clinching now. There you go. He finally clinched. And then George pushed him back. George leaving himself wide open. Now I see why Ali, well, I've always noticed this, but I can see why Ali got the idea that he can beat George, man. Come right down the middle of some of these punches after he gets George tired like he did. But George swing really wide with these hooks, man. And guys like Frazier and Norton, they were standing right in the way of these big, huge wind-up uppercuts and huge left and right hooks. Their head would be in position. Frazier because he was bobbing and weaving. Ken because he's kind of leaning over to the side. Now he's standing more straight up. He has his hands right up. He's against the ropes. George, ooh, good right hook by George. Good left hook. Good right uppercut by George. Another right uppercut by George. Foreman or Norton hits the ropes, kind of bounces back up as he hit the rope. They call it a knockdown. He's getting counted. Standing count. Ken looks a little out of it, man. George rushes him. Good right hook to the body. Good right hook to the head. He does the same thing again. Gets hit with a right hand. Hits the ropes. Bounce back up. As soon as he gets up, gets hit with a left hook. Ref didn't call it a knockdown. Ooh, good. Ooh. George is landing a barrage of left hooks and right uppercuts. Norton goes down. He's hanging on to the rope. He's trying to get up, he's out of, he falls. The ref is counting. It's over.